Hello, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the whole phones of the teams that are just emerging from the tunnel. We have been a little bit delayed. We've put back a little bit. I had the catering department here at the Hawthorns had my tea very late indeed, so we were due on about 10 minutes ago, and I only just managed to eat my tea. But anyway, we're all full up. We had pasta, bacon, garlic bread, and here we go then. Let me give you the two teams then for this important game tonight. Let's start with Big Sam Allardyce's West Bromwich Albion with Sam Johnson in goal, Donnell Fairlawn, Semi Ajayi, Dara O'Shea, and Kieran Gibbs across the back. And then the only midfielder is Romain Sawyers with Matt Phillips, Grady Diagana, Jake Livermore, the captain, Conor Gallagher in the midfield area. And then up front, we've got Carl and Grant up front. On the bench, Button, Ivanovic, Peltier, Kipal, Grozicki, Krovanovic, Edwards, I think, Robinson and Austin. Okay. And for Aston Villa with Emilio Martinez, the Argentinian in goal. Then it's Matt Cash, Courtney House, Chiro Mings and Matt Target, the back four. In the midfield area, Douglas Luiz and John McGinn are the two holding midfielders. Further forward, you've got Bernard Traore, Anwar El-Ghazi and the Villa captain Jack Grealish. And then up front, that red-hot striker, Ollie Watkins, 6 goals to his credit this season. On the bench, Jez Steer, Neil Taylor, Engels, Gilbert, Al Mohammadi, Conor Hourihan, Marvelous McCampbell, what a name that is, Ramsey and Keenan Davis. The referee tonight for this game is Martin Atkinson, comes from West Yorkshire, assisted by Lee Betts and Konstantin Azarakis. The fourth official is the same fourth official we had at Southampton yesterday. That's Robert Jones. The VAR people down at Stockton Park, 150 miles or so from here, is Darren England and Stephen Child, his assistant. So we're all set to go then at the Hawthorns for what could be an important game here for both sides. West Brom having sacked controversially Slaven Bilic during the week after that 1-1 draw at Manchester City, a game that you heard live here on JB Sports with Russ Vernon. Well, we're not just bringing you Slaven Bilic's last game as West Brom manager. We're bringing Sam Allardyce's first. Said in the interview yesterday, post-match, pre-match press conference yesterday, he thought about his health before taking the job. Well, he must think highly of his own health to take this one. It's a big job. It's a big job aside, really, that's been in complete disarray. But Aston Villa were going very well. They've dropped a little bit down to 11, but still a good start. 19 points, nothing to be sniffed at. And we're just seeing a look at Jack Grealish there. What a player he is. And he could be the difference for Dean Smith's side. They're going well this season, Aston Villa. There's no doubt about that. They've had some great wins here on JB Sports. And they've had some catastrophic defeats. Leeds beat them 3-0 at Villa Park. By the same token, though, think about it. We saw them against Liverpool a couple of months ago and steamrolled them 7-2. As West Brom will get us underway. Just to remind you, earlier today, as the players take the knee, Brighton drew 1-1 with 10-man Sheffield United, who came so close to getting their first win. Also, Tottenham surprisingly beaten at home to Leicester City as West Brom prepared to get this match underway then. Attacking the goal to my right-hand side. And off we go. Blue and white stripes. The baggies. Aston Villa, claret and blue. A proper blood and thunder Midlands derby. It's just a shame that there's no proper supporters in there to make it a real atmosphere. Free kick to Aston Villa. They've taken it quickly. I remember coming a playoff second leg those two playoffs a couple of years ago between Aston Villa and West Brom, where it all went to penalties. It all rested on sudden death, if I remember rightly. And what a night that was. One of the best games I've ever covered. One of the best two-legged playoff semi-finals we've ever covered on this channel. And I think it was Jez Steer who was their Villa hero that night. Grealish played a blinder as well. And that's a dangerous pass back, which nearly let Ollie Watkins in. And I'm sure Ross won't need reminding that if you haven't, and I don't really want to rub his face in it, but Manchester United 6, Leeds United 2 was the score at Old Trafford today. But that result will not be the be-all and end-all of Leeds' season. They will get one or two things like that, but they've got Old Trafford. They've got the return to come at Ellen Road, and if they have supporters back for that, my goodness, what a white-hot atmosphere that's going to be for Manchester United going to Ellen Road later on in the season. Here's Tyrone Mings coming forward, finds Matt Target on the near side. pretty low level commentary position we've got here at West Brom. Very lower than some grounds that we go to here in the Premier League as Target gets the ball again, gets it out towards the far side. 21st meeting tonight. Let me just give you the head-to-head in just a second as the ball is up towards Watkins, who chests the ball down. And don't forget, at 9:15, when we're finished here at the Hawthorns, we've got some Formula One action on Chris's channel, the Raven West Formula One series. That's episode number 4. As Martinez I think he's handled outside his penalty area. He's claiming that he didn't. And Martin Atkinson from West Yorks has said free kick. I don't know if he should book in there for deliberate handball. I think under old FIFA laws. Well, that looked out to me. I'll tell you what, he's handled that outside. I think he's very lucky, actually, to get away with a yellow card. He can think himself lucky, in fact, that there's only 2 minutes gone in the game. But I would have thought, under the rules of the game, certainly under the old system a few years back, that would have been a straight yellow card. The mind boggles sometimes when the powers that be make rule changes like that. But anyway, West Brom have a free kick on the left-hand side. Martin Atkinson, that doesn't look 10 yards to me. That looks about 7 or 8 yards back. But the three-man wall of El Ghazi, Traore and Douglas Luiz, that doesn't look 10 yards back to me. Maybe I'm at a very low angle tonight. I don't know. But it's a two-man committee over the free kick, and it's floated into the near post, and it was Sawyers going in there, and the ball headed back with interest, and it's up and down in the air. And the whistle's gone for a free kick to Aston Villa. And I'm really looking forward to this game tonight, folks. I think this is going to be an absolute humdinger. I don't think there's going to be much doubt about that. I'll be very surprised if we don't get a quality game tonight. It would be unbelievably bad if we didn't. But anyway, 0-0 here. And Douglas Luiz has possession inside his own half. Gets it over to the far side. That's Matt Cash. Then back to Courtney House. And then the ball is with Tyrone Mings. That Grealish, who more or less played Burnley on his own, really, on Thursday night. And Villa had about 30 shots at goal, but still ended up with a blank score. Partly due to the heroics of James Tarkowski, Ben Mee and Nick Pope. Really, as the ball is spread forward again towards the penalty area. Watkins is there. And it comes here now. A chance now for Douglas Luiz on the far side. Gets the cross in towards the back post and a goal! And Aston Villa haven't taken long this time. 4 minutes. 1-0 to Villa. And it's El Ghazi who was so threatening for so many times against Burnley on Thursday night without having much success. May have had some success this time. Villa take the lead in the West Midlands derby here, and West Brom, well, have got a very big task. And if Sam Allardyce knew it was going to be tough, I'm sure Sam Allardyce knew it was going to be tough, but how tough it's really going to be, well, we're not sure. We're not sure for him, but it's what we can be sure of was that ball was played in from the far side here. Anwar El Ghazi was definitely onside. The ball played in there. Traore with the cross, and it was beautiful towards the far left-hand post. And what a cool finish that was. Sam Johnston, the former Villa goalkeeper, was nowhere near it. And what a moment for El Ghazi. A lot of people said he should have. A lot of people said he deserved to score against the Clarets, and I think, in fairness, he did. As Matt Phillips tries to break down the right for West Brom, he succeeds in getting a throw-in. Well, Dean Smith will be absolutely over the moon with that start. I will come to the comments in a moment. It's just that we've had such a good start to the game. We've got another situation here because we're going to see Donnell Furlong now come in with a throw, and Furlong throws it from the in line with the edge of the penalty area. West Brom recycle the ball, and the ball's there's a little scramble going on inside that penalty area. And then it's hooked away by Matt Target up towards Traore on the Villa right-hand side, the far side as we look. West Bromwich Albion 0, Villa 1. That's surely going to be a free kick to Aston Villa, and it is. Traore fouled there by, looks like Kieran Gibbs. In fact, it wasn't. It was actually Diagana, graded Ningana. Not named after, of course, Paul. I believe so is fame as Grealish takes possession from the short free kick. Douglas Luiz has it on the far side. Luiz tries to go past Dingana, but decides quite wisely to go back. And now the cross comes in into the area. This time, Sam Johnston, not in no man's land, takes possession comfortably. Right, let's have a look at a few of your comments. Russ says evening, and so too does Sue. Good evening to you both. Don't forget to tune to Chris's channel for the Raven West Bromwich one a little bit later. 9:15 the Premier starts, and with a bit of luck, we'll be gone there. Also, there's some minutes. The managerial merry-go-round has been in full swing in the last 24 hours at Watford. But let's just wait a minute because El Ghazi has possession here for Villa. Gets another good cross in there. And in the end, Livermore is able to get it away from the edge of his own penalty area. And here goes Matt Phillips now, surrounded by 3 claret shirts. Shame it's not Burnley, as Sawyers then plays a little bit of... Hits it off a Villa player last. That was Ollie Watkins. But Traore having plenty to say for himself in the opening exchanges. It was a good run here by El Ghazi down the left. And it was a good cross in there. Traore nearly reaching that. And in the end, I think Dara O'Shea was very lucky there. It came off the back of his heel. But never mind. It's still 1-0 to Villa. The West Brom have a throw in. And they've taken it up towards Gallagher. And Karen Grant is the... It's hard to tell with the numbers on the back of those West Brom shirts. So if I got the two of them wrong, I apologise. It's not difficult. It's not easy to commentate on West Brom when the shirts are red, and they've got the shirt numbers as red. But what else can you put them on? I'll try and identify them as best I can. It's not. I don't commentate on West Brom all that often. I think it's the second or third time I've done them this year. It's the third time we've covered them on this channel, and it was easier for us with those. Bright yellow and green shirts that they had at Manchester City on Tuesday than it is for me wearing their traditional colours. Sorry, Russ. Russ says yesterday, Watford manager sacked Vladimir Ivic after just 4 months in charge, and he's also lost his staff as well. As the ball comes into the penalty area, we're just going to break off for a second because there was a good cross in there from Carl and Grant. And Villa had to turn that away for a corner with nearly 8 minutes, so the first 9 minutes, of the first half gone here at the Hawthorns. Aston Villa leading by a goal to nil. Goal in the second minute from Anwar El Ghazi. And there was the cross. And in fact, Matty Cash got it half away. And of course, let me know what you think in the comment section. And keep leaving a like. Keep subscribing to the channel. We'll come back to Sue's and Russ's quotes in a second. It's just been because it's been such an all-action start here. We've got to keep with the football. Right, here comes the corner, far side, and it goes towards the near post, and Villa this time get it away. And here goes Grealish again from Traore's over at Clemens towards the right-hand side. Here's Jack Grealish, who was so superb, I thought, against Burnley. Certainly Villa's player of the match, and El Ghazi a close second in that game. John McGinn has it inside the centre circle. Plays it deep into the West Brom half, and now it's on the far side, or on the near side, I should say, with Target. Back in field to Luiz, still deep inside West Brom territory. The ball then back to Tyrone Mings, almost on the halfway line, but to the left-hand side. The ball cleared away by West Bromwich Albion. Grant tries to hold the ball up under duress there from Mings, I should say. Grant felt he was pushed over. Referee Atkinson wasn't interested. Traore in the middle of the West Brom half, dead central, gets the ball out to McGinn. Now the ball was Grealish towards the right, tries to lay the ball into the penalty area where Watkins was lurking. Then West Brom hit the ball forward. Mings should get that back to Emilio Martinez and does so superbly. In fact, Martinez, made a smart save from Chris Wood on Thursday. Now, some of the Burnley media I was actually a bit angry with because you've got to be, obviously, I'm a Burnley fan and I'm a passionate guy and a passionate Burnley fan, as you all know, but I've got to tell you, I wasn't very happy because, watched the same game as some of the media team at Burnley, and I watched it at home in the comfort of my own my own front room. Villa had a lot of the play. They said it was end to end. It was probably more at the Burnley end than it was the Villa end, as Villa have Jack Grealish now on the ball. Brings in Matty Cash. He's been a very astute spy from Nottingham Forest, and now here comes. Traore, who's had plenty to say for himself. Dreadlocked hair, tied back. John McGinn, the Scot, as well. I'll let you know what's been happening in the Scottish Cup final because that's finally took place. I think Celtic were winning 3-2 last I heard. I'm sure someone will find out what happened. There's a player gone down injured. It's Jack Grealish. He's got up towards his speed as the ball was played through, but it's easy on there for Sam Johnson. Grealish actually thinks he's fouled there. Martin Atkinson says, come on, get up, get on with the game. Right, let's just check what's going on. So Ross says, Vladimir Vivic has been sacked after 4 months in charge. The staff have also left the Hornets. It comes after they lost that 2-0 to Wethersfield Town, which was a bit of a turn-up. This evening, Cisco Monez has been appointed new Watford manager, hashtag Watford FC. Sue says, evening, I thought his name was Paul Grady, referring to Grady Diagana. No, it isn't. Sue also says she's looking forward to the race, the motor racing earlier on, the Formula One series, the episode. Cheers for the heads up. I'll tune in. Thank you, Sue. And Watford seems to be going through managers like no end. And I don't worry about, I know it's your iPad and everything, and I know it's difficult. So I appreciate that. I know that. So don't worry about that. So anyway, back to the game and keep commenting, folks. We always like to have your comments. Of course, keep your comments clean. Of course, it goes without saying. We always try to be like what we are on this program. We're always family friendly, shall we say, on this brilliant YouTube channels. Anyway, back to the game, and it's another free kick that's not falling on deaf ears there from the referee, and here comes Donald Furlong. Just to remind you that this will be the last Premier League game. We're just in a little bit of limbo to see whether we'll be covering a League Cup tie before Christmas. There's 3 or 4 that we could choose from. Might do one of the Wednesday games yet. We'll keep you posted on Twitter. On my Twitter handle, where I'm going to be doing most of my social media for this particular channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter, in course, it's at Stutzy83 is my Twitter handle. We need the followers, of course, here as well. And don't forget, follow Ross, follow Trevor, and of course, follow CW as well. Sue as well is on Twitter at Susan Hedges, and she's always very good value for a good opinion or two, and she's always good for tweeting. And also, we'll have a Christmas matches video coming up as well. A goal for a second goal. It's a shot came in from about 30 yards, left-footed from John McGinn, and it goes over the top, and a goal kick to West Bromwich Albion. 14 and a bit minutes gone. This was the effort here, just to the right of the D as he struck it. 25, 30 yards goal, but McGinn, as soon as he struck the shot, I suppose, it was always rising. Good play there from, this was the goal again, Traore with the cross from the right-hand side, and El-Ghazi coming in at the far left-hand post to tap it into the empty net. Bell attacking a goal to our left, of course, just to remind everybody as well. Great. This is an opportunity now for Watkins on the break, and a good challenge there. I tell you what, it's been an interesting first half for so many reasons. I think it's been an amazing first half, as I said, for every possible reason. This was the opportunity there for for Watkins, and back came Semi Ajayi, the big defender. Keep commenting, folks. Of course, JB Man in the Match is back tonight from the 60th minute as well. I'll explain all you need to know about that a little later on. So, this is our last Premier League offering for you before we go to Christmas. We'll have a look, see if there's any good League Cup ties that are worth looking at, and then we might bring you one of those before Christmas. And then, of course, I'll have my Christmas message on early Christmas Eve. Only it's going to be a more positive one compared to what the Queen will have to do on the 25th of on Christmas Day, I should say. Anyway, here's Douglas Luiz now battering away, and we're not going to get involved in any politics, whatever the Prime Minister said yesterday. We're just going to have to accept it as the ball comes over to the far side and well taken inside the penalty area there from Sam Johnston quite easily. Just to remind you of what happened earlier today at the Amex, Brighton drew 1-1 with Sheffield United, a 10-men Sheffield United actually, because Lundstrom was sent off, and then Sheffield United in fact took the lead in that match, and then at the end of it, a late equaliser. I think it was Danny Welbeck who got the equaliser there, saved a point for Graham Potter's men, who were sneaking up behind Arsenal, who lost last night against Everton. And if you haven't seen my video, best episode of a new series I've got going at the moment here on JB Sports, it's called JB's Inquest, and it's the first of a monthly series. We're only going to do one a month, and we're going to do 6 of those each month. We're going to do one of those each month for 6 months, and then take a couple of weeks break. So it's a 6-part series, and we'll be looking at teams at the end of each month, where they are and what they need to do. We might be looking at Sheffield United as a potential subject to watch as well, because we haven't seen much of them this season on the channel, of course, but it's still a long way to go. But we'll be looking at inquests into the game of football and seeing what's gone wrong for certain teams. We've done a good one on Arsenal, a good 20-minute program on Arsenal last night, and if you want to watch that a bit later on tonight, you're very welcome to do so. Meanwhile, it's Meanwhile, we've got a player with 2 players down at the moment, and one for each side. I can't tell who they are, by the way. Well, we've had 18 minutes of the first half here at, I think one is, I can tell you, I think one of them is Darnell Furlong, and the other is Matt Target. So I've via replay, I've managed to identify the 2 players stricken, so that's a good sign. Of course, keep your comments rolling in, folks. We like to read out some comments for you and everything else like that. Also, I'm in. If you haven't been watching Storm, or if you haven't, obviously, if you're a fan of Storm FM, that's Mike Harneman's music station. He's doing an awards ceremony this week, and I'm sort of in a rock and a hard place because my channel's up for best YouTube channel, and so too is Trevor Sports. I voted for Trevor because I can't vote for myself. I think that would be so wrong. So when I voted for Trevor's channel, mine and Trevor's channel are at level pace. But you know what? We're streets ahead of the other channel as well. I don't know what his name was, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, mine and Trevor's channel, I think about 50% of the vote each, and or something like that, or 40% of the vote each. And anyway, whatever happens, if Trevor wins or I win, I've won anyway on both sides, so I can't lose. But I voted for Trevor because I can't obviously vote for me. That would be rigging the vote, quite frankly. So I felt I had to vote for Trevor in some respects because he's deserved it. He's given me a chance whilst we were. And I think he deserves it more than I do because I ended up having 3 months off covering live sports due to a certain pandemic. Anyway, we are back covering live sports, and this is Al Ghazi. This is our 20th live match, incidentally, of the season. We started our coverage way back in early September when we covered that best begotten game in Reykjavik between Iceland and England. England sneaking a 1-0 victory. And since then, we haven't looked back. Just a 1-0. That was Brighton against Burnley. But let's see what we can do. Share the award. Well, it's been done on a poll, Sue. That will be up to Mike. Anyway, 3 kick near side, and the header goes over, and Martin Atkinson says goal kick. Begin round the corner, but he's not going to get one. Right now, just a little bit of housekeeping. Mike got in touch with me last night to let me know about these awards. And also, he's also going to be back with us this year on a permanent basis on this channel. Mike Hardiman is going to sign up as one of our commentary team, and he will make his debut in the FA Cup on between the 7th and 9th of January. That's when Mike Hardiman's voice will be heard full time as a full paid up main regular commentator. We're going to have 5 commentators. Then we've got 4 commentators on the books. We'll obviously bring Trevor in over the Christmas period as well when he gets a couple of minutes, of course. As well, that's a good turn there, and here's a chance now for Diagana, but he's lost possession that time. I'll tell you what, this has been a competitive Midlands derby for 20 odd minutes, 21 and a bit minutes, of course. And here come West Bromwich Albion. That look like hands. Martin Atkinson says no. Must have flicked it up onto his arms. Here's Grant again. Grant tries to get the cross into the penalty area. And a micro here inside the penalty area, but out comes Martinez to quell the danger there for Aston Villa. Still 1-0 to the Villa. Dean Smith's side will go on to 22 points if they get a positive result here this evening. 22 points at this stage of the season is nothing to be sniffed at, considering they just stayed up by the skin of their teeth last year, and they have one or two dodgy, let's just say, linesman's call. Not linesman, but what you call it? Not VAR. Goal line technology. Goal line technology was off kilter yesterday, if you remember, that time against Sheffield United, and that obviously. That's cost them dear, but anyway. Anyway, I'm being tagged elsewhere on social media, and they don't realise I'm broadcasting live to the world. Anyway, 23 minutes gone inside, and inside the penalty area it went towards former Brentford man Ollie Watkins, and his former club are having a bit of a renaissance at the moment. They had a good win yesterday at the. Let me get this right, Ross. The Brentford Community Stadium. Is that right? I nearly said Griffin Park. I almost said Bournemouth then, as we saw the outer from Watkins sail over Sam Johnston's crossbar. 23 and a bit minutes gone, and we're halfway through the first half. Just to remind you, Trevor Sports is with you on. There's going to be a video dropping on Christmas Day on Trevor Sports. Christmas match of the day. Me and Trevor will be sharing commentary duties for that. He's got Leeds against Burnley. Trevor, that is. And this is the virtual version. And me as Trevor Motson's been sent down to a very, very nice little kickabout between Arsenal and Chelsea. I got a nice big edit for that. And I've recorded that and recorded it with great gusto. But that's all I'm going to tell you. You can watch it in your own leisure time this time. There'll be no premiere for that. Just to remind you, if you haven't heard already, because it's dropping on Christmas Day, everyone obviously is going to be with loved ones, whoever they're living with at the moment, and so there will be no premiere. It'll drop as a normal upload, and then you can watch it at whatever time during Christmas Day that you want. Anyway, back to the game, and here's Diane Garner now getting it over on the far side. Good running there by Kieran Gibbs, the former Arsenal man, but then he slips on the ball. The ball hooked up towards Grealish, but then Ajayi gets in there again, finds Romain Sawyers. Sawyers now infield to Conor Gallagher. A big mop of blonde hair as well. 1-0 to Aston Villa, if you've just joined us. Goal from El Ghazi on 2.5 minutes, giving Aston Villa the lead, and here the ball comes into the penalty area, well taken there, and by the goalkeeper, and away go West Bromwich Albion. 25 minutes have been played here at the Hawthorns here in West Bromwich, and here comes here comes Ajayi. Now this is Daniel Furlong. And now the ball back with Shea gets the ball forward there, the big Irishman, and knocks it way within to touch and out of play for a throw into Aston Villa midway inside their own half on the far side. But El Ghazi's goal on 3 minutes. That's the difference as we head into the 26th minute of the game. And that's the time we're at the moment. Dean Smith's side will be very, very happy. But, well, if he thought the size of the task was going to be hard for Big Sam Allardyce, then it's got even harder for him. West Brom will not be able to play the brand of football that they were the identity of football under Big Sam Allardyce. You know what you'll get with Sam Allardyce. He's not one of those fancy tans who play on the deck and all that jazz. It's a kick and rush sort of game with Big Sam. And his sides will always hoof it forward, hold up well. It's almost a bit like what Sean Dyche does really at the Clarets. Really puts pressure on, and he writes pressure on. And West Brom look to come forward again, looking for this equalising goal. You've got some really good individual players in their side, but obviously they just haven't. They've been so open, of course, under Sam Bellish. They were a lot more. I thought they were a lot more sounder in his last game in charge. I really did. And a point at City was not to be sniffed at. Meanwhile, Grealish, as he did Watkins, his first touch was poor, and it allowed Dara O'Shea to get back there and knock the ball out for a corner. Jack Grealish involved once again. Buzzing on that left-hand side, cutting in field, every stride. First touch was a bit heavy there from Ollie Watkins, but he did well in fairness to him, to get the corner. In fact, it was Gallagher, who got back there, not O'Shea. So a corner kick then to Aston Villa. Traore, to take it. Can he work one in now? Well, he goes short of John McGinn. I fancy he'll go along here. McGinn has just retreated back a little bit, and the ball into the penalty area. Can't find Tyrone Mings. And here goes Matt Phillips. Tackled beautifully there by Target. The ball will break to the Baggies. And he's busy in the office, our Russ. It's all go at RV Towers, that's for sure. As the ball is he's with Ajayi, and Ajayi gets it to the near side again. That was Darnell Furlong making the run down the right-hand channel. Now Gallagher now gets possession from O'Shea's ball, and then the ball back to Dara O'Shea. O'Shea looking again for options. Might see one there in Gallagher, but he goes back to Ajayi again. Now Darnell Furlong has it on the near side. Furlong gets the ball forward. Looking to the run of Matt Phillips. Takes it down on the chest. Phillips does, Livermore does really well. Livermore gets the cross into the penalty area, but it's too close. But the goalkeeper, cross came in from the right-hand channel from the West Bromwich Albion skipper, and now Villa have a chance to break now themselves. This is El Ghazi, the goal scorer. El Ghazi holds it up well. Gibbs right behind him. Tries to take on Kieran Gibbs here. Boxed in by the former Arsenal man here. El Ghazi really looking for options, and Matt Cash is the one that's provided that options. Infield to Louise. Louise into Grealish. Back to Louise again. Now McGinn. And he's got Target as well in there. It's up towards Ollie Watkins. Just drops over his shoulder and then just gets away from him, but he keeps it in on the far side. And here come Aston Villa looking for that second goal, which would put Big Sam team talk really up in smoke here. At 1-0, they've still got a chance. It's been a good battling performance, this, from both sides. Good spirited Midlands derby we're watching here in West Bromwich tonight. This is Target now. He's surely tripped. He was surely tripped by Digala, and indeed he was. The referee, Johnny, on the spot. And a free kick now to West Bromwich Albion. Just leave it at the iPod. See if this works. I can read the messages okay, Sue. If the word even if the words are tied together, I can still read. So don't worry. That didn't work. Well, they did work there. That sentence anyway. Free kick to Aston Villa, and it's free kick whipped in there by Traore, but it's knocked away by the West Brom defence, and then booted away by Ajayi, the big framed centre-back. Then Mings takes it 10 yards from halfway. It's the ball over the halfway line towards the far side, and El Ghazi can't keep it in. We've had half an hour. We've had 31 minutes to be exact, and it's 1-0. Villa have had more shots, 4-1. Shots a goal, 1. That goal from El Ghazi. Just to remind you, Brighton 1, Sheffield United 1, Tottenham 0, Leicester City 2. Vardy brace there. Manchester United 6, Leeds 2. Sorry, Russ, to keep reminding you of that. And that's the situation. But don't worry, Russ. Don't get too hyped up because that's not going to... Yeah, it is working now, Sue. Absolutely. Don't get too frustrated, Russ. You won't get beat 6-2 that often this season. And it's not this is not going to define your season. I think you'll be fine. Remember, we saw Leeds on Wednesday night demolish Newcastle in one of the early games, and it was just a joy to go to Ellen Road and watch some great football being played by this Leeds side. They had an off day today, that's for sure, but I think against the teams around them, that's where they'll get all their results from, and they'll get enough of those, I'm sure, to get to the magical 40-point mark and stay up with plenty of games to spare. I've got no fears about Leeds United this season. Staying in the Premier League, I don't think that's going to be a huge problem for them at the moment. But they've had a good start to the game. No doubt about it. Villa have had a good start to the game. Stayed up on goal difference last year with that 1-1 draw at West Ham. And this season, they're performing a lot better than they were last season. And sticking with Dean Smith is profitable here. Villa man through and through. Ajayi has been penalised midway inside his own half, which gives Villa an opportunity to hit the ball in from the right-hand to the left-hand side and cause a couple of problems. Grealish and Traore again, the two men committed. It's going to be Traore with another cross into the penalty area. Well dealt with this time by the West Brom defence. Grant now holds it up and gets it back has to get it back to Ajayi. He's been boxed in there by two Villa attackers on the edge of his own penalty area. And then, oh dear me. Diagana chested it down, then collapsed in a bit of a heap. He's okay, by the way. Excuse me. Well, Allardyce has brought in his own staff. He's brought in his faithful lieutenant, Sammy Lee, down there, former Liverpool midfielder, of course. I'm sure Sue will remember Sammy Lee from the old Liverpool days. And Sammy Lee now is touching Jack Grealish, who's hurt himself. I wonder if that's just a bit of concern shown there by Sammy Lee. Let's have a look again on the replay. Let's see how... I tell you what, Livermore, I think if he's looking... I tell you what, that is an awful challenge. He's got in there one-footed and he's taken Grealish right out. And the referee is going to book Livermore. Now, I wouldn't be too surprised at this stage, and I've seen this a few times already today. We saw Lundstrom's challenge at Brighton. That was a yellow card, and then it was upgraded on video evidence to a red. So I wouldn't be surprised if VAR get involved here at this point. They will be checking it, of course. But that did look a very, very high tackle indeed. He jumped off the floor. Yes, it's one-footed, but they will check it. Jack Grealish is okay, I'm pleased to say, mercifully. Now, the referee, I'm not surprised at this point. Could be a red card here. Now, it could be upgraded to red. We saw this earlier today at Brighton, and I wouldn't be surprised in the least if the referee did upgrade it to a red. That looked like serious foul play from where I was sitting. I have to say, right down below me, and having looked at that replay, let's have a look. Is he going to send the player off? He's going to obviously go through the motions. He's calling Livermore across. And what is the decision going to be? He's gone to see the monitor for himself. So we're still in the dark. I'm going to have a guess here at this. To me, it's one-footed, but because it's serious and it could have broken Grealish's leg, let's make no bones about it. I think I'll be amazed if he doesn't see red for this. It is awful. It's a scissors tackle. It's very much off the ground. If I was calling this, I would probably have it upgraded to a red card, and this is not what you want to see. And this will be the last thing that Sam Allardyce wants to see, but I think he's going into his pocket. This looks ominous. The yellow card is gone, and we're going to see the red one pop out. It's a red card. And to be quite honest, I'm not altogether surprised. Livermore's taken the captain's armbands off straight away. Ajaya's got the armband, and Livermore accepts his punishment and goes off the field down the tunnel without too much complaint, it has to be said. Shepherded away by one of the West Brom coaching staff, and well, it's an even bigger mountain to climb for Big Sam now, isn't it? But I don't think there's much doubt about that. I thought it was dangerous foul play. I'm surprised it wasn't a straight red on the first instance, and we wouldn't have needed a second case. But VAR doing its job, I believe. I want to get your guys' opinions on what you thought it might have been. I'm sure there'll be a few of you watching at home might have a different opinion and listening to the commentary, but I was in no doubt. Shame on him. I wonder if that's... is that a reference to the red card? Well, to me, that looked a very dangerous play. That is for sure, I have to say so. I didn't think it was a book. I thought it was a red card offence. So West Brom now down to 10 men. So Livermore sent off. Please get your thoughts on whether that should have been a red card or not, as the ball was punched away by Martinez. Doesn't seem to have affected West Brom's spirit too much, as they knocked the ball in from the left-hand side, and Martinez, in making that punch, has injured himself. Or maybe just winded himself there because he's just breathing a little bit heavily, or just taking some deep breaths. But I honestly think, to be fair, I think Livermore accepted his punishment, his red card punishment, without really too much complaint. One has to say, but it wasn't. Yeah, so it's you're talking about Livermore there, aren't you? We know you don't have to spell it. If you get it wrong, sir, we know who it is anyway, so don't worry, love. It's okay. Here's Target now, left hand side into the area. Villa now have got themselves a very big opportunity now to make it pay. Referee's blown for an infringement inside the West Brom penalty box, and a free kick it is for the 10 men. So Livermore, in my opinion, rightly sent off. 37 minutes when that happened. And also, Big Sam's body language told you all you needed to know. He never flinched once. He never complained once. It was right in front of him there. And I think Livermore will be absolutely having the right act thrown at him by two experienced campaigners like Big Sam and Sammy Lee. That's a free kick here. Garner's been fouled, but West Brom did have a good advantage as well. But that annoys me a little bit from the referee's point of view. If you're going to allow the advantage, if there's an advantage to be played, play the advantage, then come back and book the offender. In this case, Connor House at the end of the move. Now that would have been a lot better because there was an advantage here. Certainly that was a foul. There's no doubt about that. And a free kick. And, well, that could have easily been a leg breaker as well. I'll be amazed if VAR don't want to get involved here. I caught him on the ankle. I think the referees and the VAR are quite happy for that. But I just wish referees would just let just give the attacking team the advantage a bit more, because, let's face it, I think West Brom had a good situation there. I'd like to see more referees apply the letter of the law. Now, I'm not surprised this has gone to VAR, because we're going to see possibly another red card here. And Courtney House could be on his way. No. Well, he stays on the field. No second yellow. No second red card of the day. Free kick to West Brom, and the free kick taken by, I don't know who it was who took the free kick. Can't tell. I think it was Matt Phillips, actually, who took the free kick. It was about 40 yards, and it was straight down the goalkeeper's throat to Emilio Martinez. So we've had a goal in the third minute from El Ghazi. We've had a red card for Jake Livermore, quite rightly, because he took out Jack Grealish, and it was a scissor move that did for him there in some respects. And it's always a big sign when you see the manager actually stand there and not show any emotion or stick up for the player or berate or confront the referee. I think it's fair to say that the red card was the right decision. Anyway, here's Louise on the ball now for Villa, the ball out towards the far side. And here's Traore. He's just had a little quiet spell so far in the last sort of 10 minutes. We've got 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. In fact, it's going to be 4 minutes plus stoppage time before half time. We'll take our usual 10-minute breather where I can get a nice cup of coffee or cup of tea in the flask and rejuvenate for a throat for the second half, which you'll be able to hear in full here on the JB Sports YouTube channel. And here comes Douglas Luiz, the final league game before Christmas. Might cover a cup tie before then. Here's Grealish getting the ball forward again. And now Target gets possession. Target back inside. And Luiz loses out. And a chance now for Romain Sawyers to bring the ball away. And a chase is on here now for Matt Phillips. But Tyrone Mings has got a huge amount of pace for a big man. Gets it back to the goalkeeper, who was under pressure there from Phillips. Now the ball on the left-hand side with John McGinn. John McGinn knocks the ball in field, looking towards Ollie Watkins on the edge of the area. Takes it down nicely on the chest, but a little bit too heavy, maybe the touch and the touch on the chest, and it's clear to safety from West Brom's point of view. 3 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Maybe a couple of minutes that Robert Johns will add on purely and simply because of the VAR decision on the red card, I think. I'll be amazed if it's no more than 2 minutes, though. Been 2 minutes, I think, considering that we've had a good open game. And the longest stoppage really has been at least a couple of minutes for the red card, of course, for Jake Livermore. And it was the right decision. VAR's had a lot of stick this season, and I've given it a bit of stick. But the last 2 or 3 decisions that they made, remember last week, go back to last week where we covered the Arsenal-Burnley game at the same time, this time last week. And we were midway through the second half in that one, and we saw that red card shown to Granit Xhaka, of course. So it's always a thing to look out for, really, in certain respects. But at the moment, so we've got 10 men, and West Brom, who are stuck on 7 points all season. Just the one win all season, I think. Had a few draws here and there. Watched them on opening day, and they were totally given a footballing lesson. You may remember an opening weekend by Leicester City, who were just too good on the day. But having said all that, they are a good side. They play with some great spirit in some of the games, West Brom, but at the moment, they are struggling at the moment as the ball comes to Sam Johnston from a attempted through ball. So we've got about 90 seconds of normal time left to play. Don't forget, 36 minutes when the red card came out for Jake Livermore. Challenge on the near side, dangerous challenge on the near side, right by the touchline, in fact, to the West Brom bench, where Sammy Lee and Sam Allardyce were not 2 yards away from the incident. And they knew full well as Johnston came out there with Grealish snapping at him. Or Robert Watkins, snapping at him. It's on the final minute. So just remind you, El Ghazi scored from a good crossing towards the far side in the 3rd minute. And then obviously that red card for Jake Livermore as well. And I think that was the right decision. It was initially a yellow card given by Martin Atkinson. And then on VAR advice, had to ditch the yellow card that had already been given. So he had to chalk that off, if you like. And then give a straight red. I should stress it was a straight red, not a second yellow card. I just want to make that perfectly clear to everybody that the yellow card was chalked off and then upgraded to red. It's not a second yellow if it goes to VAR. Here's Douglas Luiz now for Villa, just on the halfway line, finds Traore, goes through the centre of the field towards the West Brom penalty box. Still going past 3 men and goes down from behind, free kick. And the referee quite happy to do that. 2 minutes, as I predicted, and I was dead right. 2 minutes. I think that's just about right. Robert Jones doing a very good job there. And now Villa have a chance to double their lead against the 10 men. And if it goes in, then the job will be made 4 times as hard, really, for Big Sam Allardyce. If it goes in, remember there are a goal down and a man down. There's 4 men over this one. Grealish is 1. El Ghazi another. Luiz another 1. I can't tell who the 4th one is. Three men now. Looks like Traore is the other person. Traore, in fact, also the third member of the party. It's just to the left of centre, about 20 yards out. El Ghazi goes for goal, gets a deflection, Villa corner. Just wide of the target. Well, I thought it deflected. The referee said goal kick. Did this deflect off a... that's why. Off a Villa player. Whenever you see three kicks deflected, it's usually 9 times out of 10 a corner, but in this case, I think the referee was spot on. Came off a Claret player last, and a goal kick to Albion. But about just less than 30 seconds of stoppage time to play at the end of the first half, and penny for Big Sam's thoughts at this point, guys, because this was going to be a tough job when he came in when he first was announced as manager on Wednesday. Well, he said he looked at his health before the start in the build-up to this game. He might well have to reconsider at the moment because it's not doing his health much good. I've seen his team 1-0 down and down to 10 men with some really discipline. But it's been an awful week for Albion off the pitch. I mean, they got a point on it and a creditable one against Manchester City. But tonight, they haven't really looked at all at it tonight in a Midlands derby, feisty Midlands derby. Maybe they've just been a bit overzealous. We're past the 2-minute mark. In fact, we were about 10 seconds over it, and there goes the whistle. Well, penny for Big Sam Allardyce's thoughts. Villa could go ninth with a win here today, and they're certainly they're certainly halfway towards that mark, and to be in the top 10 at Christmas, considering where they were at the end of the season, when the season finished in August, or early August, I think is a magnificent achievement. And now Sam Allardyce was probably one of the biggest half-time tea talks he's ever had to face for a very long time. And it's going to be a tough one here for West Brom. Let's remind you of the key incidents. Very feisty game in between. But the first goal, the only goal of the game came after just 3 minutes. El Ghazi with a lovely cross, knocking the ball in at the far left-hand post from the far side. Cross from Traore came in from the right. And then on the 36th minute, the big talking point, a red card for West Brom's captain, Jake Livermore, when he absolutely poleaxed or took out Jack Grealish with a challenge which belonged really in WWE than it did in football. Took the guy up, could have broken the Villa captain's leg in another day. Despite the fact that it was one-footed, I thought it was a red card. And I said at the time, he originally got a yellow card for it. And then I said at the time, I'd be not surprised if it went to VAR. And so it did. It went to VAR. And having had a look at it on the monitor down below me, Martin Atkinson, I concurred with what my thoughts were, commentated on the game, and decided to rescind the yellow card, scrap the yellow card that he'd already given. So that was chalked off. That was knocked off. And then showed the red card. So there we go. That's the main talking points of what's been a very good competitive Midlands derby. West Brom, a man down and a goal down. They trail their local rivals from just 2 miles up the road, Aston Villa, by a goal to nil. We're going to take a 10-minute break here at the Hawthorns. Be sure to join us for second half commentary after that space of time. Until then, I'm off to get a cup of tea with the news that Aston Villa are winning 1-0 against 10-man West Brom. We'll be back in 10 minutes. 1-0 to Villa. We're back with you live in the second half. We've had about a minute of the second half. Sorry for joining you a little bit late. We had a technical problem, but we've shook it off and we're back live with you now. So we're back live now. So here we go. Russ is our VAR man for tonight. 100% red. I couldn't agree with you more, Russ. Absolutely the right decision as Jan Johnson gets the ball inside the area. Just to remind you of the two teams then. No. I don't know if there was any sub. Were there any subs at half time, Russ? Because I've just come back on. I thought you had. Well, not only did we have technical problems, I had to scoot back towards the commentary box because the one was taking so long at the kiosk to pour out the tea. So I've literally had to leg it back to the commentary box with a cup of hot tea in my hand. And I mean literally. I'll get to the second half. Just remind you, Darren England is our VAR man, and he called it correct there. Oh no, I think so I think he called both VAR decisions correctly. The thing is, though, I nominated it being red before even the VAR got involved, and at one point I was a bit surprised at that point that the referee didn't. Call it as a red, but you can always tell in these situations that the managers, because I'm down lower than I usually am at any other ground, because it's even though that we're in the highest ground above sea level in the country, we're very low down in the commentary box. Anyway, here comes Grealish towards the edge of the area. And here's Louise picking up the ball. I'm just checking if there's any substitutions at half time. We will check in a minute when they will attack if it breaks down or goes in. It's Grealish and it's saved at the near post as he cuts in from the left-hand side. Well, let me just check that we've had any substitutions. Not that I can see out in the field, but as I said, I was scampering back towards my commentary position because of the time it took for the woman at West Brom's being to serve me some tea, and it took a long time, let me tell you. But let's have a look at what's actually done. Let's have a look. No substitutions at half time. So there we are. Half time substitution done, and no substitutions. So it's as you were really at the end of the first half as the long ball's not forward. Hello, New Caton. Big win for your lads today. That puts you back in the top four picture at the moment. Don't forget, man in the match time tonight will be around about the 60-minute mark, asking for your views on man in the match. Looking at one or two of the... I was looking on BBC's website at half time that one or two of the people were saying that Courtney House's tackle was bad as well. As the ball comes into the penalty area, comes out now to Diagana or to rather Gallagher. Gallagher coming towards the area, but here comes Traore. Remember, Blumall sent off. House could have really even been gone as well. I'd like to get Russ's views on that House VAR call. I mean, that could have easily been a leg break as well. Anyway, here's Grealish towards the edge of the area. Target on the overlap on the left-hand side. Ball in there towards Louise. It'll come for Traore, edge of the penalty area. Thought about lining up the shot. Goes racing into the area and then goes down. Surely the referee's got to do something here. Traore looked to me, and I'm looking at it from an angle from differently, and I honestly thought I was right behind the run there. I thought Traore from the naked eye was pushed over. I'd like to see that again. First of all, there wasn't an offside there, so it couldn't have been there. And then Traore gets the ball, goes past his man. Oh, he shoved him from behind there. That doesn't look I think that is a shove. I think that is a shove for me. Yeah, pushes him over as he goes to cross it. And if VAR don't get involved, then I'd be amazed. I'd be absolutely amazed. I'd like to get people's views. Should that have been a penalty or not? Well, it doesn't look as if it's going to be a penalty. I'm sure New Caton's dad will disagree with my feelings on that one. He's a big West Bromwich Albion fan, as you know. Here's Grealish running towards the area, gets the ball back across, and McGinn's header has gone wide from 6 yards out. And it looks easier to score than to miss. John McGinn, but what a lovely bit of work on the left-hand side by Jackie Grealish, the Villa skipper, really proving his worth again. And this is why Villa rate him at £100 million if he wants to go to another club. This is the sort of skill that he does, and he just keeps the ball in. That's a nice ball across, and you fancy McGinn there from 7 or 8 yards out to knob that into the back of the net at the near post, and just nods it past the left-hand upright, and, well, the rest is history now. But and just looking at it again and admiring the skills and the cleverness of the cross there from Jack Grealish. And New Caton's back with his European roundup as well. Albion 0, Real Madrid 2. Benzema and Modric, they played 22 minutes. Benzema got the first one on 6 minutes, and Modric after 13. I'm just having one or two technical problems. Hopefully they'll iron themselves up. We'll go zipper okay to carry on. Just remember the JB man of the match will be in operation in a few minutes' time, about 7 minutes, 6 or 7 minutes before we can open the voting. And if it's level between two rival players, then we go to the that's how I pronounce it, New Caton, but there you go. Then we go to me to make the decision. If it's from the same team, then it's a shared award. Anyway, here's McGinn, and I can't pronounce that, New Caton. McGinn playing the ball forward, and now a chance here for Phillips to get the ball forward, and Daigara had made a good forward run, but was cut out easily by the Villa defence. Here comes Traore down the right-hand side. Every time I look at it, it's I can almost laugh, New Caton. Dallas, you mean, mate? I was just thinking then, since when did Karas play for Leeds United? But no, I'm not going to get involved in that little good humoured debate. I've got too much going on in front of me here at the All Forms to worry about that. And here come Aston Villa again. Looking comfortable now. Goal up and a manner numerically up as well. And here goes El Ghazi. Nice little cross back. Can't find Watkins. It finds the arms of former Villa keeper Sam Johnston. And West Brom survive. 53 gone. West Brom 0. Aston Villa 1. Goal coming as early as the 3rd minute. Seems I have to say, seems a long time ago since that went in. Just remind you, Man United 6, Leeds 2, Tottenham 0, Leicester 2. You'd have fancied Tottenham strongly in that one, but Leicester are back on form now by the looks of it. And of course, we saw Brighton get a 1-1 draw against plucky 10-man Sheffield United, who was so unlucky in some respects not to pick up all three because they put in probably one of their best performances, following on from a very spirited one on Thursday night in defeat against Manchester United, having lost 3-2. We'll be keeping you up to date with Liga and in the second half as well. Some latest scores New Caton is going to bring us for you. And I'm glad that you're not watching Sports Personality of the Year. What a load of rubbish it really is this year. And it's gone downhill, in my opinion, since Des Lynam left. And Claire Balding took over. Brest 2, Montpellier 0. Brest 2, Montpellier 2. Oh, dear me. I've covered 6 games this week for the channel. Dijon 0, Monaco 1. And I think I said Brest. It's Brest, not Brest. So I got that completely wrong. But Brest is the pronunciation in the first game. That's a full-time score as El Ghazi winds up the right-footed shot just outside the area. Dijon 0, Monaco 0. That's also a full-time result. Nice little away win there for Monaco. Nantes 1, Angers 1. Angers, I think that's how you pronounce it. Well, it's 1-1 anyway. It finished between them, unless it's still going on. Goal kick to West Bromwich Albion was where we're reading all these out. You're missing nothing, by the way. 10 minutes. No, it's I did, in fairness, Luke Gane, I did correct myself. I did say it was Monaco 1. Dijon Monaco 1. The Nantes game is full time. Well, that's right. That is confirmed. Then there's a full time. So we've got 3 full times in the French league. A win for Monaco, 1-0. Yes. Brest 2, Montpellier 2, and 1-1 in the other game in the Nantes game. Anyway, back to the game here at the Hawthorns with 2 teams I can pronounce properly. West Bromwich Albion and Aston Villa. Nothing wrong with those names. Anyway, back it goes to Tyrell Mings. 55 gone, 5 minutes, and we'll open the vote for man of the match, and I'll show you in a few simple words how to do that in just a second or two here, because Villa are on the attack here with Matty Cash down the right, but he goes backwards. And Cash again. St Etienne 2, Nîmes 2. That's a draw in that one. Plenty of draws in Ligue 1 today, by the looks of it. I think points have been draws the order of the day there. Don't forget, folks, when we're finished tonight at 9, just around about 10 past 9, I urge you to go over to Chris's channel, Chris Whiteman's channel, where he's premiering at 9:15 tonight. 9:15 tonight. We'll have he'll have episode 4 of the Raven West Formula 1 series. It's the 4th race of the season. And, of course, you'll hear the dulcet tones of Trevor Walker in the commentary box, one of the best. And if you sing Grand Prix on Trevor Sports, Trevor Walker, a.k.a. Trevor himself, does one of the best Formula 1 commentaries on YouTube. Strasbourg 0, Bordeaux 2, that's full-time. All these are full-times, by the way. As the back heel there from Traore finds... just checking there. Douglas Luiz, and they pressed the ball through it. He's went over the play. Douglas Luiz, in fact, takes the throw in himself. House was very lucky to be not to be sent off in the first half. Did look a leg-breaking challenge on the West Brom player. It has to be said. Target playing the ball into the penalty area, a little flick on, but it snucks away again by the West Brom defence. Sawyers takes it down, but then loses possession to Matt Target. Back heel to Grealish. And here comes Grealish, and quite a 1-2 with Alkazi, and Grealish's touch just a little bit heavy, but he applauds and appreciates the ball that Alkazi played to him, and recognises the fact that it was his first touch that was so heavy that the attack broke down. Nothing to do with the Alkazi pass. It was absolutely perfect. It depends with his pass as well from Alkazi. Look at that. And then the first touch was just awful, really, from Jack Grealish's own high standards. Lorient 0, Rennes 3, and Lille 0, PSG 0. That is still going on. They've had just only half an hour in that one at Lille, and that brings you up to date with the Ligue 1. But it's, I think I'm told it's Lorient 0, Rennes 3. I think that's how you pronounce Lorient. Most French names are spelled with a silent, pronounced with a silent T. No, that's my take on things. Having done a few French lessons, I can count to 1 to 10 and speak Del Boy French, and that's the only French I learned really at school. I didn't really learn much French at school, actually. I learned most of it with Del Boy, watching Only Fools and Horses growing up. Jim will play and all that. Anyway, back to the game here, which is at the moment typically an English game, as between 2 prominent members of the Football League. Shot comes in from just on the left-hand side from El Ghazi, looking for his second goal of the match. There's been a goal in the game between Eibar and Real Madrid. That's the latest score. Kike has put one back for Eibar. It's now Eibar 1, Real Madrid 2. Benzema and Modric, the Real Madrid scorers. Nice to see the big two in Spain not really having it all their own way. Real Madrid and Barcelona. Barcelona are really struggling at the moment in the table. And of course, the league is what they want at the Nou Camp this year. Although they are safely through to the next 16 of the Champions League, although they were beaten very heavily by Juventus on match day 6. So it goes to show what problems they have at Barcelona. Dutch. I'm going to just say Dutch league. I can't pronounce the division. I can't pronounce that. I mean, why did they make some stupid names that you can't pronounce? I mean, that is ridiculous. We're just having one or two faults with the links at the moment, so we're just going to persevere. So don't worry. We'll be with you as soon as we can, getting that back for you. But I can tell you that it's 1-0 at the moment. And we'll get the game back as soon as we possibly can. Hopefully that will be the case. But I can tell you that Vitesse Arnhem have beaten Feyenoord by 1-0. That is a full-time result. Vitesse Arnhem 1, Feyenoord 0. ADO Van Haag 2, Ajax Amsterdam 4. That's also a result. And I think we've got the moving pictures again. We'll get moving pictures, I'm sure, in a few moments. And here we are now, back with the game, as House does really well. And Cash helps him out brilliantly when boxed in by a West Brom player. Remember, West Brom playing with 10 men, 36 minutes gone when it happened. And the goal itself came after 3 minutes from Anwar El Ghazi. So it's been very interesting anyway. But don't forget, 9:15. And you've just got over half an hour before that happens. And we're into the 60-second. We're past the 60-minute mark now. This is where the JB man in the match now comes in. And this I will explain to you now. If you are new to the channel, welcome. And, if you're a first timer here, here's what we do. What we do at the 60th minute, between the 60th and the 90th minute, is get you guys to vote for man in the match. Now, what you do is select the player that you want to see win the man in the match vote. And you hashtag it with the hashtag JBMOTM. Okay? Just like Russ has just done there. He's gone for Ollie Watkins of Aston Villa. You don't have to put the club's name if you don't want to. We'll know who it is. But we do know that Ollie Watkins there. And that's just Russ setting the standards for you. And as long as you hashtag it, doesn't matter if it's in block capitals or small writing. As long as you hashtagged it, that's all that matters with it, with the initials JBMOTM, please. That's the way we'll go. We'll come back to some Dutch scores in a second because Watkins is in the penalty area for Aston Villa. And then there was a high foot that looks like by Mourinho Sawyers there, potentially, but it's got the 10 men going again. And there's a chase on here. Out comes Emiliano Martinez with a good kick away. And now House, who was very lucky, in fact, not to even get a red card for his challenge when it went to VAR. Here's Target now on the far side. Remember the red card was rightfully given for Jake Livermore, and I'm sure Sam Allardyce will have had a few, shall we say, choice words to say. FC Erenveen 1, Hercules 2, and I'm sure that's Hercules. And don't ask me if it's something different, please, because even I could say that was Hercules. I mean, to revert to some strong arm tactics there against Erenveen. Earlier Premier League scores coming up. We've mentioned them a few times, but we'll mention them again if you have joined us late, because there'll be a few people joining us for the first time earlier that won't know what's been going on so far. If you have joined us late, Villa leading for a 5-minute goal from El Ghazi, who's taking a corner as I talk to you, and then a red card for a dangerous challenge on the near side, right in front of me, in fact. And on the halfway line by Jake Livermore. The corner comes in from Villa. Back to Louise. Now Target might line it up. No, he's gone towards Begin. Begin on the edge of the area, but the referee the linesman, I should say, has spotted an offside, and then a Villa. Oh, I think. Oh, no, hold on a minute. Oh, the yellow card's been shown. I saw a West Bromwich player tumble there. It was Tyrone Mings who took the man out, I think. Tyrone Mings took the man out, and he get the yellow card for it. Now, why did you feel the need to do that? That is stupid from Tyrone Mings. And referee was right there. He couldn't have got away with that. The referee is no more than 1.5 yards away. Why do players tend to do that? Is it gamesmanship? Is it to waste time? But it's a nothing yellow card for me. It's a needless one. It's an incident that could have easily been avoided. All Mings had to do was just get back. Your team's in the ascendancy. Your team's winning. Why give away a silly yellow card like that? It just doesn't make sense to me. But there you go. Shows how much I know about the game, doesn't it? But there you go. But yeah. Yes, so quite absolutely. Yeah, but there was no need for that challenge, and I think the referee was absolutely correct to give the yellow card. I'll certainly need some of that Peaky Blinders, whatever they're selling over there on the far side. There's a banner for Peaky Blinders whiskey or something over on the far side. As the ball comes forward into the penalty area up towards El Ghazi, but it's knocked away once more. We've had 67 minutes gone. We're just having one or two issues with BT Sport at the moment. They're very, very slow on the uptake tonight. I was just wondering if Celtic had won the Scottish Cup. That was from last season's Scottish Cup, I should also tell you, because it was from last year. It was supposed to be last season's Scottish Cup. We've just lost moving pictures for a second or two, so we're hopefully going to get them back in just a second. We're having the Weber's playing a bit with one or two of the technical aspects of this commentary, so hopefully we'll get some moving pictures back and we can continue commentary now. We're getting towards the end of the game now, and we are back live with moving pictures. 67 minutes gone, and Grealish has been poleaxed. Grealish probably must be the most foul man in the Premier League at the moment in time. Phillips, the offender now. I'll be amazed if the referee doesn't book him for that. That looks a horrible challenge. I mean, Gallagher could have easily fouled him there. And look at that. Takes him from behind. It's a yellow card. It has to be a yellow card, Martin Atkinson. And referee says, no, we play on. Here come Villa once again, looking to try and finish this game off and make this absolute now. Grealish gets possession. Look at him now, trying to string towards the penalty area. Goes down, but it would have been a very harsh penalty decision had it been given. And I'm sure it would have been fair to VAR, would have overturned the decision anyway. A free kick for a foul there on Romain Sawyers. But Grealish is not for the first time this season, and it's certainly, shall we say, been in the wars. And at the moment, it's been a day to forget, really, for West Bromwich Albion. Gamely have held on in there, but the fact of the matter is, and the harsh reality of the facts are that it was always going to be a difficult task playing with 10 men against this very good Villa side, who I thought was superb without hitting the back of the net against the Clarets on Thursday night against Burnley. And it was just, Darren Bentley, the media manager, said it was end-to-end. I thought it was one-way traffic for at least 75% of the match. Villa had about 30-odd shots on goal and about 20 on target. And Pope was saving everything in sundry. So I wouldn't have said it was end-to-end. It was more, as I say, one-way traffic. We had a couple of chances, but Burnley had a couple of chances, but no more than that. Anyway, here's McGinn, 25 yards from goal. Chips it into the penalty area. El Ghazi knocks it back across. Thought he might have volleyed it there on the far side there, El Ghazi, but he didn't. Tried to be a bit unselfish, tried to lay it into the 6-yard box from the left-hand side where only Watkins was waiting. Flag stayed down. The ball was, I think he miscontrolled it. I think he should have tried to volley it there with his left foot there. I think that would have been a much more better option, I suppose, for him. As we now head towards the final 20 minutes of the match, plus stoppage time, of course. We'll be leaving you at just around 9:10 this evening, or just before 9:10 this evening. And we'll be all, hopefully, I hope, New Caton can join us as well on Chris's channel, where his brilliant Raven West series, the Formula One team that he's built it up, comes on the air again, episode 4. And Trevor Walker from Trevor Sports fame will be commentating on it. You know who we're talking about, Trevor Sports himself, but it's Trevor Walker as Traore runs towards the edge of the area, gets his shot off, and then it's cleared away by Ajayi, but not very far. It was a good block. This is Cash. Cash with the cross, too close, and way too much, I think, too much whip on that as well, which didn't which didn't please them too much there in the end. So there we go. Ball drifting out in this as it happens. And great. I think it's been a great game as well. Remember, half an hour, and then we go to Chris's channel then, by which time we'll be finished. So we won't have any time for any post-match interviews. We'll be on the air until about 9:05, and then that's it. Just to remind you that we will be with you again possibly midweek as the second one goes in from Ollie Watkins at the far post. That should settle the contest. Aston Villa go 2-0 ahead. And surely, no way back for Sam Allardyce and 10-man West Brom. That should surely settle any issues at all. Dean Smith's side, it's going to be one of the most comfortable derby wins they'll have all season. Ollie Watkins gets his customary goal, and Aston Villa go 2 goals ahead here at the Hawthorns. McGinn involved here, and again, Traore Cash crossing from the right, and Watkins onside, 6 yards, taps it in, no problem. And there is the second one for Ollie Watkins, an easy finish. And Villa have, certainly in the last 10 minutes or so, have really threatened it. And Villa go 2 goals clear. And will now surely now move on to 22 points in 9th place. Oh, wait a minute. Now then. VAR. Oh, this is ridiculous. Why do they need this? That looks a perfectly good. Oh, he's offside. Why? I just don't understand this offside law. I just simply don't understand it. It's level. The rules of this VAR offside really need to change for me, because that is disgraceful. That is a perfectly good goal. Disallowed because he's what? An inch offside? And Dean Smith can't believe it. Neither can I or anybody else in the commentary box. That looked a bona fide goal. I don't know what you guys made of it at home, but sure, you've got to give the attacking team the benefit of the doubt. David Ellery wants stringing up for these rules because he's created these ridiculous rules. And I just think they need to scrap this ridiculous offside law they've got for VAR. And I'm afraid Darren England should not have got involved. I think that's a perfectly good goal. Get rid of the lines. If he's in, Chris is with us tonight as well. Well, I can't agree with you more. I mean, he got it right it's got 2 decisions wrong. Darren England got 2 decisions wrong. The decision not to send off House in the first half, and then this pass of a decision for offsides. I don't think it should get involved with tied offside calls. You give the benefit of the doubt to the attacking team. Just makes no sense to me whatsoever. Russ agrees as well. VAR is a joke. I mean, he did its job in the first half to a certain extent with the red card, of course, for Livermore, which was the correct decision. But surely a bit of common sense has to be done as regards the offside law. And David Ellery is the man to blame in all of this. I feel sorry for the assistants. I feel sorry for the referee in all of this. It wasn't his decision. It was Darren England's decision. Anyway, O'Cars is inside the area. Good shot and a good save. And Villa almost made it 2-0 anyway, but great save there from Sam Johnston. But VAR really is, in certain aspects, is really blowing everybody's mind for all the wrong reasons. It was brought in to eradicate clear and obvious error. At what point did that look a clear and obvious offside? It comes to a point where when you're going to decide games on an inch offside, and that's where I'm almost done with the game. And Chris is right on this scoreline. VAR should be for clear and obvious mistakes and misviolent conduct, not looking for whether someone's toes offside. And Chris makes a very good point. We're going to see former Burnley man Charlie Austin come on as well, also formerly of Southampton too. Started his career down at Swindon Town about 10 years ago. Corner kick now to Villa, who lead 1-0 here at the Hawthorns. Should be 2-0 in my opinion, but for a very callous offside call. And here goes Grealish into the area and behind for the corner. And it was clear and it wasn't clear and obvious. I mean, it's a toss of a coin. That looked to me clearly clearly onside. Forget whether he's about a half a toe offside. That's irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. The fact of the matter is, he was level. And David Ellery, the man who wrote the rules, the current farcical rules that they are, almost as farcical as the country's government at the moment for a certain pandemic and certain Brexit negotiations. I don't know why these rule makers are in such powers like that. David Ellery ought to be ashamed of himself. A great referee he was, but I think he ought to stay away from the game and enjoy retirement because it's his rules that are spoiling this game of football for everybody. Anyway, here comes Traore, who hurtles towards the area, goes down. Referee's not interested, and away go West Bromwich Albion with Gallagher. Grant gets the ball back. Remember, West Brom playing with 10 men. Never thought we'd see Charlie Austin managed by Big Sam. Well, first time for everything, Chris. Anyway, he's going to be coming on. This is Kylan Grant, who's just gone into the left-hand side. Started up front this evening, but obviously with the red card and everything else, has had to change things a little bit in personnel. So Kylan Grant has been fouled. Free kick to the Albion. And we're going to see Charlie Austin, I think, come on. And we're going to see Branislav Ivanovic, the former Chelsea man. Now, you might notice something if you're watching on the TV at home, that Charlie Austin has got a face mask. He's got a facial injury at the moment. And that's hence why he's got the face mask on, almost like Paul Gascoigne many years ago. Matt Phillips is the player, the man that's been replaced by Charlie Austin. Blonde hair with the face mask, so won't be too difficult for me to spot. And we're going to see, I think it's Branislav Ivanovic, is it? Yes, it is. Dan Garner is the man withdrawn there by Big Sam Allardyce. That's a fist pump from his manager. Now then, experienced man, 1 Premier Leagues, 1 European Cups, 1 League Cups and FA Cups in his Chelsea days. Ivanovic, he's got plenty about him. A clever signing by the previous manager, Slaven Bilic, who should never have gone after such a great draw at Manchester City last week. Anyway, here comes Gallagher with a free kick. It's high and into the penalty area, but Villa deal with that one very well indeed. And now Ivanovic gets his first touch and gets it back to Sam Johnston. Johnston now with Grealish breathing down his neck there as he kicks away right-footed. Tell you what, I think we need a bit of drop of that Peaky Blinders whiskey they're advertising here at the Hawthorns, and Grealish has been flagged offside, I think. There's Ivanovic, a big, stocky centre back. As I said, bags of medals at Chelsea many, many years ago. Branislav Ivanovic, a great player from Serbia. Remember, West Brom have been playing since the 36th minute with 10 men. Don't forget, man in the match. Name of the player, please. And hashtag it with JBMLTN, please. JBMLTN. That's the hashtag. And we've already got 1 vote for, I'm forgetting who the vote was for now, but we'll come back to that in just a second. And let's just check. I'm just going to go back and scroll back and just tell you. Ollie Watkins was the man who got the vote there from us. So 1 vote for Ollie Watkins. We'd like to hear from what you guys think of the man in the match. Name of the player you want to see win, and then hashtag it with hashtag MRTM. I know Trevor's not with us tonight because he's got a new little puppy in the family, and we like to wish, and they've got a nice little puppy there at the moment, so he's busy looking after him and doing a very good job, I think, as Ivanovic takes possession. Finds Gibbs, the former Arsenal man, down the left-hand side. You'll be able to hear Trevor's dulcet tones on Chris's video in around about just 20 minutes from now. We've got about 10 minutes left in the game. And we'll announce the winner, of course, man in the match at the 90th minute mark. Here's Jack Grealish for Aston Villa. Finds El Ghazi, whose goal on 2.5 minutes is the difference. Chris goes on to say, VAR has been running by... I'll just come back to that because El Ghazi is breaking quickly towards that penalty area, cuts inside, and he's found Traore. And Cash has made a good break down the right, and he's found Cash as well. There's the cross back. Surely there must be a chance, but it's beats everybody in out of play, and it's behind for a West Bromwich Albion goal kick. Right, so let's see what Chris is going to say. Don't forget, man of the match. You've got 10 minutes to vote. Name of the player and hashtag it with JBM or TM, please. Chris says that VAR has been run by dinosaurs who don't know how to utilize the technology for it. Until the Football Association decide to move with the times, look for advice from other sports like rugby or cricket or anything like that. They will always be behind the times. That's a good point. The FA are too keen on having diverse people on their board and not having proper people with proper knowledge who've got any talent to run these organisations. It's all well and good having diverse people in sport, but they have to be talented enough to know how to run the game as a governing body. And I'm glad that you're not watching Sports Personality of the Year, because that has not really moved with the times. It's still the same boring old thing. It's not been good since Des Lynam left many years ago and Claire Balding took over. Never liked Claire Balding. I'm glad she doesn't do racing now. Well, the BBC don't have it anymore, thank God. She was very stuffy on that. And I will not be watching Sports Personalities for as long as she presents it with Juggy as Lineker and all that lot. Anyway, back to the game. Just having my little rant here at the moment. We now come towards the final 9 minutes for stoppage time. We've had 81 and almost a half minutes, I should say. And Traore with the cross towards the far post, headed back there towards Watkins by Matt Targett and into the arms of Sam Johnston. And here come the 10 men. They've lost possession. McGinn's got round the back again on the left-hand side. Back it goes to Targett, infield to Grealish. Now he'll run at these defenders. Jack Grealish now comes back again to Louise, and there's a foul there by Douglas Louise there on one of the West Brom lads, and a free kick to West Bromwich Albion. You've got 8 minutes to vote for the Man of the Match award. So far, Ollie Watkins is winning it. One vote from Russ Vernon at the moment. Deciding things here. We're going to see a change here for West Brom as they look to try and rescue a situation. Looks like it's going to be Callum Robinson that's coming on for Caelan Grant, who's worked hard up front. Obviously, he's had opportunities to try and get behind the Villa defence, restricted because of the red card to Jake Livermore. So that's been really tough for him tonight. But at the moment here in the Midlands, we are in Tier 3, by the way, and there's no fans allowed at the moment. And it's sad what's happening to the country, and we're just a few days away from, just less than 5 days away from Christmas Day. And I think VAR, like the country, is in a complete bit of disarray. Well, the government anyway, in complete disarray, but that's another matter for another time on another channel. But Chris has obviously gone for the Man of the Match. I endlessly say Ollie Watkins for Man of the Match, and yeah, well, it's the second vote for Ollie Watkins. Do anybody else disagree with the choice? Well, there'll be a little bit of consolation for him winning our Man of the Match award, considering he had a rightful goal taken away from him by a disgrace of a VAR referee and a disgrace of a ruling that really ought to be scrapped. It's not clear and obvious to me. Anyway, here comes Traore now, looking to try and make it two. He's passed the ball past Johnson, who completely couldn't get anywhere near it because of the accuracy of the finish. He didn't hit it too hard. He just stroked it past the goalkeeper, who must have slipped. And he just went like a rocket and just rolled like a rocket into the left-hand corner. And with 6 minutes left to play, Aston Villa will get the Derby Day victory, or the Derby night victory, I should say. It's West Bromwich Albion 0, Aston Villa 2, and try to take that off Villa if you dare, VAR. That was a good goal. Good chest control by Watkins. Gallagher was half appealing for handball, which it wasn't. And look at this, Traore. He's been a bit of menace all night, and the goalkeeper must have slipped there because he had little or no help. But, I mean, he wasn't hit with any great conviction, it has to be said. He's just side-footed the ball home. And I have to say, I think the goalkeeper didn't slip. I think he was just beaten by the accuracy. There wasn't the power that beat him, it was the accuracy. Look at that. Just And along the ground, it's just swerving into the left-hand corner there. And to get it in there with no power, hardly any power, that was a good goal, actually. I didn't give him enough credit as I should have done in the first place. But anyway, it's 2-0 to Villa. And unless there's a big upheaval in the last 5 minutes for stoppage time, Villa will move up into the top half of the table. We'll move up to 9th, actually. And they'll have 22 points from their opening dozen or so matches this season. A very good performance it has been from them too. Good improvement from Villa. Burnley, of course, play tomorrow against Wolves. That's a big game with Burnley dropping into the bottom three as well. That's a 5:30 kickoff for those interested. As the ball comes in there, it could be 3-0. And again, Traore getting the header in from 6 yards out. We won't be commentating on the game for JB Sports. This is the last league game before Christmas. We might cover a League Cup tie on possibly Wednesday. And that will be the be on end of it as Grealish now makes his way to the penalty area, and he was surely tripped. He has to give a penalty here, surely, and has. There was no other decision that Martin Atkinson could make other than give a penalty there. Clearly tripped in the box by Ajayi, and the referee was Johnny on the spot. Penalty it is. Look at him now, running at him. If you're watching at home, going into the penalty area. He's definitely inside the box as he's tripped there. And I think the referee has made a very good decision there from what I saw. Was the contact? Well, maybe not. Well, no. There might be a little question mark whether that's a penalty. VAR will have a look at it. They do check everything. But no, it's going to be allowed. Must have been a slight flick there. And, well, it's going to be El Ghazi to take it. And absolutely right, Chris. Big Sam has a very big job on now. The penalty's been spotted up, so I don't understand the delay for this. But El Ghazi, if allowed to take, could really wrap this game up and wrap up a fantastic victory this for Aston Villa. 3 minutes just over to go, and it is to be allowed to stand the penalty, and I think it was the right decision. So El Ghazi will step up right-footed. And it's a short run up, just the left of the ball. Johnston told to stay on the line at all times. The linesmen will have their eyes on him. And this is a crucial moment now as they look to try and finish the game off. And as that, and I think we've lost the feed as well. Let's find out whether that went in or not. We have lost the feed right at the crucial moment. Oh, what an annoyance. What an annoyance. Well done, everybody. Well done, technical guys. You have really, really messed up big time this time. Just when they're about to commentate on the third goal, the stream goes. That is just unbelievable. We'll find out whether that third one did actually go in or not in a second or two. It did actually from the penalty spot. He slams the ball into the net, and that surely does it now for Aston Villa. 3-0 then. And there was no doubt about the penalty there. We'll find out if someone can enlighten me what happened with the penalty. But I think he sent the goalkeeper the wrong way as we see another chance there for a fourth one, and a good save by Johnston from El Ghazi, who got his second just a few moments ago. Great performance this from Villa, who have looked absolutely dominant from minute one of this game. 3 goals ahead, and I've looked the goods today. And I hope you've enjoyed every second of it on JB Sports, even though our feed suffered a little bit. The technical guys, again, will get an absolute earful from my tongue tomorrow for this. 300 minutes at the end, and there's no doubt about that now anyway. So the penalty was dispatched with consummate ease for 3-0. And it was an easy penalty for El Ghazi, just sending the goalkeeper the wrong way as it happens. And there's a ball flicked in there towards the far post, and the attempted a volley there from Mr. Grealish that goes high wide, and not so very handsome, to be quite honest with you. But there you go, goal kick given. Don't forget, 10 minutes from now, Raven West will be on after we finished here at the Hawthorns. And what's been a comfortable night, really, for Aston Villa. It was really comfortable, but I mean, the VAR decision hasn't cost them too much tonight, thank God. The decision not to chuck off the second goal, which was utterly ridiculous, but never mind. Well, anyway, we've had 90 seconds of the 3 minutes, and well, it's been a great performance. And Ollie Watkins is also belted the JB Man of the Match, so a big well done to Ollie Watkins there for winning our Man of the Match award. An award I would presume a very well deserved award. And as we now go into the final minute, and it is a miserable start. Good penalty from Al Ghazi. Let me just tell you how that went in. In fact, he chips the penalty straight down the middle. 3-0 it is. So he's chipped it, sent the keeper the wrong way, chipped it down the middle. And so 3-0 then. And they're looking for a fourth one. And the shot just goes wide. This time from Aston Villa. Might have actually been, let's have a look who it was. And it was Douglas Luiz with the shot there that Sam Johnson had covered at the end of the day. But well, I think Dean Smith can be very pleased as we go into the final 30 seconds. No frantic finishes here. And no dramas to worry about. Just a big drama, really, of two VAR decisions. That one was rightly given a red card for Jake Livermore at a very crucial point in the game, because if West Brom had had 11 men, it might have been a different story. But it's his plus and maybes now, as Villa now can just take their time. There's 3 seconds of stoppage time to go. Martin Atkinson surely will be poised with the whistle. He'll be checking his watch any second now as Villa look towards a fourth one. Here's Cash. Pulled back. Grealish had gone down yet again. Here's Grealish again on the edge of the penalty area. And once again, the bringer stopped. But the whistle, I think, has gone. I think it has gone at the end. And it's the final whistle. And a fantastic performance, really, from Aston Villa. Very good value. It's got to be said for their 3-goal victory. 2 goals from El Ghazi. 1 in the 3rd minute, a chipped, and then a chip penalty at the end, making it 3, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. Short run up as well. In between that, a 2nd goal as well for Aston Villa. Great performance. But a great performance, nevertheless. And really, it all hinged on that red card. I think that red card decision, as the teams walk off here at a very deserted Hawthorns, as you can expect. Traore got the second one on 84. El Ghazi chipped the ball down the middle to make it 3, almost Panenka style, sent the goalkeeper the wrong way and fooled him as well. But a great all-round team performance, really, from Villa. But there was obviously decisions that went against West Brom, and quite rightly so. The red card changed the complexity of the game, but it was the right decision, I felt, from Darren England, the VAR referee, although they should have allowed a second at the time Villa goal to stand. I mean, when you're a toe offside, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. But there you go. That's football for you, as the teams make their way off the field. So a great performance then from Aston Villa, taking the derby bragging rights. They've won 2 derbies in 3 matches. They won at Wolves last weekend at Molineux, and that's what it does to the table. So they're up to 29th with 22 points. And I've got a game in hand as well on West Ham. That's some prospect as well. Leicester is second, United and Everton completing the top 3 along with Liverpool at the top. Burnley, as I said, are around 10 points, same as Fulham. But Fulham, annoyingly, I've got a 2 better goal difference than us, and that's not great. To be quite honest, they've lost more games actually than what we've had, but we've got 2 games in hand anyway, so it's not all doom and gloom. So great performance, really, from Aston Villa. Nothing you can say, really, that hasn't already been said about them this season. They are looking superb. They look in really imperious form, and really, it's going to take some stopping. I mean, we've seen them a few times. We've won a few, lost a few, but they've been really good. Hopefully, we'll see you in the midweek. Of course, we're League Cup time before we go for Christmas. But if you don't hear me from then, and also on Christmas Eve, I will do a little 10-minute Christmas message to everybody who subscribes to the channel, and really to say thank you for what's been a very trying year and everything else. But here at the Hawthorns tonight, they are brilliant. Chris, I'll just end with this point from Chris, who will be all going to his channel in a second or two. I'll leave him. Well, before we leave you, we'll go leave with this point. When Villa are on it, they are top 7 quality. They just lack the consistency. Couldn't have put it better myself, Chris. And on that note, I think it's time to end tonight's stream. I hope you very much enjoyed our commentary tonight. So a very good win. West Brom lost it in the 36th minute, in my opinion, when Jake Livermore was sent off for a straight red card given on VAR advice. But Villa were good value for the win. Could have won by more than 3, but they're up into the top 10. And they're looking onwards and upwards. Well done to Dean Smith's side. Top 10 for Christmas. Can't be bad. For me, JB, take care. And hopefully we'll see you in midweek. Hopefully before Christmas. Don't forget to go and join Chris's Swearing West stream now. Until then, we'll see you all on there. Until then, though, from my channel, it's take care and we'll see you very soon. Good night.